Hi everybody and welcome to Teachers Talk Money, where I help teachers master their money in order to give back to themselves. And today we are going to get our money goal for the month of October. Welcome back to 12 Months to Get Good with Money. This is our series where we're taking bite-sized steps 1 month out of every month of the year to become better with our money for the rest of our lives. Let's recap what we've gone over in the past 9 months. In month 1, you made a budget. In month 2, you made some exciting and not so exciting savings goals. In month 3, you separated your savings accounts and considered whether or not automation fit into your lifestyle. In month 4, also known as April, you made a plan for your taxes. In May, or month 5, you learned the general concepts of investing and did some research about all the investing options that are available to you. In month 6, you actually created your investing plan and maybe even started contributing to your investment accounts. In month 7, you made a plan to spend less and save more. In August, you made a plan to earn more money. And in September, you did an exercise to help align your spending with your values in order to feel better about your money. It's now October. We're on month 10, or step 10 of our 12-step program. I just realized this is a 12-step program. But our 10th step, unlike a different 12-step program, is that we're gonna do a no spend challenge. So you guys may have noticed I'm not really super into limiting spending or cutting down expenses as much as maybe some other financial experts, but I still love no spend challenges because they provide so much perspective and clarity into my spending, and I find them to be super valuable even for me as somebody who already tracks her spending. So the name of a no spend challenge makes it seem like you cut spending entirely and you don't spend any money, and of course that's not true because that's really not possible for anybody trying to function in a society that runs on capital. Instead, you decide which expenses you're going to allow and which expenses you want to cut or limit for a certain amount of time. Everybody needs to allow our necessary expenses such as bills and groceries and gas for our car and anything of that nature. And then beyond that, you make the rules. You can plan to just join me for next month's No Spend November, which I'll be doing again and making a video about. But I actually recommend it's a great idea to start with a sort of smaller no spend challenge for a week or even a weekend. So for example, if you want to challenge yourself to do one for a week, maybe you want to cut out spending on just your takeout coffees or lunches out from the workplace. Or maybe you see a weekend where you don't have any costly plans coming up and you challenge yourself to just not spend any discretionary money over that entire weekend. There's no best way to do a no spend challenge. It's different for everyone. And if you're planning to do No Spend November, aka a month-long no spend challenge, then you want to make sure that your rules and exceptions are going to be very sustainable for your lifestyle. So let's talk about all of the benefits of doing a no spend challenge. Number 1 is that if you've been budgeting for a while, which hopefully you guys have been able to stick to your budget through the months that we've been doing our 12-month program, then no spends can really bring some new energy and enthusiasm and clarity into your already existing budget, because a lot of times we start to internalize all of the categories that we're budgeting in, and we think that perhaps it's necessary for us to be spending the certain amount that we've already budgeted. But in a lot of cases, no spends have really showed me that I maybe don't need to be spending as much money in one category and could be spending a little bit more money in another. It's really nice to start to get creative with these things because it gets you out of just doing the same habit over and over again. The second benefit is that, much like doing a fast, no spend challenges can really renew your gratitude for what you do have and what you can do with your current budget. And they really can just offer you a little bit of perspective on how fortunate you are. Number 3, and this is my favorite benefit of a no spend challenge, is that they challenge the status quo. And they also challenge our own personal beliefs about consumption. Even I often fall into this idea that I need to spend money, or I will sort of go to online shop or something at times when I'm feeling anxious or nervous, thinking that buying something will make me feel better. When I can go long periods of time without spending money on those things, I realize that actually I already have everything I need to make me feel better in that moment, and I have better tools and better ways of coping with those emotions. I don't have to rely on that easy crutch of a serotonin hit every time that I hit add to cart. and instead I can look inward and reflect on why I'm feeling the need or desire to spend money. It also helped me really make sure that I was aligning my spending with my values, like we've talked about in a previous video. Last No Spend November, when I tracked all my money and put it out there on No Spend November for you guys to see, I was challenged in the fact that I realized I was spending a lot of my dining out money on national food chains when I could have been spending my money more locally at the awesome local restaurants here in DC and keeping my dollars flowing in the local economy, which is something that's important to me. And since then, I've been able to stick to that resolution most months, and I found that so beneficial. And I don't know if I ever really would have even realized that or noticed it had I not gone through this process. And the final benefit of a no spend challenge is that they save you money. It's awesome to be able to add a little bit extra to your savings or investments that month, and you can really feel like you accomplished something because you did. So let's talk about how to do a no spend challenge. First, you have to set your rules. The number one thing you need to do is determine a timeline. Are you going to do a no spend weekend, a no spend week, or join me for No Spend November and do an entire no spend month? And then you're gonna set a goal of days within that timeline to not spend any discretionary money. So if you're doing it for a week, maybe your goal is that 5 days that week, you will only spend on necessities and not do any discretionary spending. If you're doing it for a month, you're going to want to add some days to that. My goal last year, I believe, was 18 days of no discretionary spending. I was able to reach that, and that felt really good. Then once you've determined your timeline and the number of days that you are going to have as no spend days, you are going to make your exceptions. Usually these are all of the necessities that you cannot not spend on. So if you have to pay for your housing in the time period, you need to get some gas or groceries or cover some bills, obviously those are non-negotiable, and you do need to spend that money. So those are going to be exceptions, and then from there you can determine some exceptions for yourself. Maybe your work week long no spend challenge is to stop getting lunch out when you go to work, and you're going to say 4 or 5 days of this week I'm not going to get lunch out, and then maybe reward yourself a little bit and buy some lunch out on Friday, or whatever it is for you. And then finally, the final step of doing a no spend challenge is you're going to track your spending during this time. I like to do it on a cute little calendar, but you can just write down what you spent on and the dates to make sure that you're meeting your goals. And it's really that simple. Now, if you have fallen off of your budget since we made our first one in January together, that's okay. But I do not want anybody to go into a no spend blind. So get back on the horse of budgeting before you start a no spend challenge. So if you're gonna do No Spend November with me in the next month, then you need to have a budget for November already set and ready to go. If you do not have a budget, go to the link in the description of this video and get my free budget templates. They're awesome, they're free, there's a spreadsheet version, there's a pen and paper version, go get them. And it's that simple, people. So determine what you're gonna do for your no spend challenge and comment below what your challenge is going to be, whether you're doing a week, a work week, a weekend, a month, 2 weeks, whatever it is. Comment below, let me know what you're doing for your no spend challenge, and I'll see you guys next week. Make sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All of these things are amazing for my channel and they help me reach more teachers. Have an amazing week, everybody, and I will see you next week. Bye!